Yeah, and he's doing some recording on his own, doing some things for Capitol. And I met him a year ago, or a little over a year ago, I guess, and he got up and sang with us, and we developed a friendship, which is what's very important to me in terms of our relationship. I guess he just got the bug to maybe come and sing and perform some.
Well, you told me here before on this program that he was a large influence early on in your career.
Yeah.
His music, his sound. He was one of the guys who went to California along with Merle Haggard and some others and were successful in the country music business recording in Hollywood and in Southern California as opposed to Nashville or Texas or some of the more traditional spots.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think in a lot of ways Buck was, my feeling has always been, and I expressed this to him, is that his recording career was overshadowed by the hee-haw period of
right.
Buck's, when he was on TV for 17 years, and there's a whole generation, or part of a generation, that knows nothing more about him than that. And I was thrilled to see him come back out, if for no other reason than to expose his music to all those people again.
Let me ask you something about the other side of the new album, Buenas Noches from a Lonely Room. The first 5 tunes on side 1.
Side.
Yeah, the dark side, and it is a dark side.
Yeah.
It tells the story, I guess, over the course of 5 tunes of a romance that goes from pretty good to bad to dead. To
worse.
To murder, to bloodshed, to I mean, this
murder
is
and mayhem.
And this is a kind of a concept, I guess, that you wanted to put together for this thing?
The songs all came at different times, and they were based in part or in total on my own emotions stemming from relationships I was in.
There was a girl in your life or a woman at one point that you wanted to...
Couple of different... One that I went through some things with that I don't know that I suffered long-lasting, problem from it, but because I wouldn't have had the material otherwise, perhaps, but I sure wouldn't want to relive it. And
did you actually think about killing her?
I mean, I think the thought went through my mind a couple times. I think that, love is very irrational, and fortunately, reason took hold, and I didn't go get didn't pull a handgun out, and I think I tried to run a pickup truck through the front of her place, but I...
Oh, is that so? I mean,
I got hung up in hung up in the sprinkler system, and it brought me back to my senses. So, but I took it again. It was very cathartic. It was kind of when it was cleansing to write those things, and I think it's just a very, very honest expression of those kind of emotions. Like I said, I don't want to revisit that in my personal life, but.
Were the record company guys pretty thrilled when you showed up with 4 or 5 tunes that talk about
death and
murder and bloodshed, and then they said, "Here, I'd like to put this on an album, and we'll go out and sell a lot"?
Well, we didn't tell them, and they kind of. I remember my manager mentioned to a fellow at our label, head of promotion, Nick Hunter, who's a good friend and I've been a supporter all along of what I do, and he said, "Well, he said, what can you tell me about the album?" He said, "Well, it's got some." He said, "There's a bunch of couple murder songs, couple murders in it, and some." And he said, "What? And it was like this is staggered. And he said, "What the hell?" And I don't know that if you just look at the on a piece of paper the topics that the response would be positive, but in context of the music and I think the way we present what we do on this album, it does make sense. In other words, it's an expression of a darker side of life's emotions.
Dwight Yoakam is one of 2 or 3 artists in country music today who is generally credited with redefining the contemporary or cutting edge of the music. And the redefinition really amounts to going back to what a lot of country music was a long time ago, going back to the late 40s, early 50s, and some of the guys who began to commercialize the music and spread it to a wider audience than just the hillbilly audience and the audience in the southern, southeastern part of the United States. His 3rd album, Buenas Noches from a Lonely Room, is, I think, particularly those 5 cuts, the dark side, maybe the best work he's done so far. And if you're familiar with his work at all, that will tell you all you need to know about album number 3 from this gifted artist. It's good to see you. You and Buck are at the Beacon Theater tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night at the Beacon, yeah, and everybody, it's a thrill to work with Buck, and it's been a kick for the audiences to see him, and I really, really appreciate your support and your kind comments.
Well, I enjoy the music, and it's nice to see you. Continued
Thank you,
success.
It's just music that makes me happy.
All right.